All right. I'll be acting chair for this evening. I'd like to call to order a meeting for the Bakersfield Selectboard on March 23rd, 2026. It's 7 o'clock. Consent agenda, previous minutes. No Todd tonight either?
It's the second meeting of the month, isn't it?
Second meeting of the month.
Yeah, he comes the first.
No,
Didn't you?
I'm talking about Todd.
Oh, Todd. You said Tom. Wrong ear. No, Todd's sick. This could be a long
Has
meeting.
everybody had a chance to review the minutes from the last meeting?
I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes as presented from the last meeting. John West.
I'll second.
All right. Any discussion? Motion's been made to accept the minutes of the last meeting as written. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
John West.
Any opposed? So moved. Tom Jameson's not here for this meeting. Do we have any other items that we need to discuss on the consent agenda? Okay, moving on.
If I may, is Heather there? I know she's
No.
trying to come on. So
She's not. I thought she might call in, but
we'll give her some time. If not, I'll bring up something that she had talked about.
We'll skip visitors for the moment and we'll move on to
Yep.
grants. Alex?
and I apologize. I had a note from the last meeting saying message Alex, and that's all it said. So I don't know why I was supposed to message you, but if I missed something, I'm sorry. I just don't know what the issue was.
Well, hello, you three, and
Good evening.
Amber, it's nice to see you up there. I'm looking forward to working with you. Hopefully you guys have the report in front of you. Total hours to date on grant projects, 62 and a half hours of service so far. 58% of those, 7.5% have been split 50% with the library. Been doing some work with them on a grant application that's due at the end of the month. We're still well within our hours of service that are a part of the contract, which is coming up for renewal coming up to our deadline in June. Since our last conversation together, I've been working with the library on the Public Facilities Preservation Initiative grant. I've got a draft to the librarian right now for review. You guys were great in getting a letter of support signed for us there, so I appreciate that. Thank you. And then there's just still some final details that need to be rounded up, like cost estimates and things. So we're coming down to crunch time, and I'm following up. Sometimes it's I'm getting response, sometimes I'm not. So I'm hoping that we're still on track to get that submitted by next Tuesday is the deadline. So we're thinking the estimate, this pretty big range for the project that they're talking about is going to be somewhere between $160,000 and $225,000. So
a match involved in that? I don't remember.
There's not. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just to put the ADA bathroom upstairs.
Correct. Yeah, they're talking about, they can't do the full expansion that they want to do, but they're talking about a bump out for a bathroom, rerouting the ADA ramp to a side door on the building. And of course, they got to update septic and all that good stuff. So that's why it's
The money's going to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus hire an architect to probably draw the plans and all that stuff. So hoping we get that done. Followed up with Hadley, but I gotta connect with her so we can finalize it all. And then we have some congressionally directed spending opportunities that are out there. These are like probably not feasible at this point, but like because one's due for Senator Welch in 3 days. The forms aren't that onerous. But mainly I wanted to put this on there to remind us next year around this time, because there are some significant funds that get doled out through this process. I'm thinking about some of the things we've discussed, like a new town garage or the library expansion in full, right? There are definitely awards that have been made, that the senators have advocated for that are similar to some of those projects around the state. And so, there was a webinar about it. They encouraged organizations to go big with their requests. And, so I think that this is a potential avenue for Bakersfield to advocate for itself, especially for longer term facilities and things of that nature, that they're just aren't, it doesn't seem to be like one pot of money we can get the whole project funded by. So, if there was something like sort of project ready and we had all the estimates and stuff, I could easily drop this in because the form's not that hard. But it kind of has to be all planned out. So that's why I was kind of thinking like the library, like if we had all the stuff in this moment, I could probably also just submit that to Peter Welch's office, So I wish I would have been able to present this to you last time, but they only released it like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know. And Sanders actually moved up his deadline. It says 4/3, and then he just sent out an email on Friday saying that he needs it by March 30th now. So it's a tight form.
The thing that really jumps to mind is the town garage, because that's the one that we've sort of set as our priority, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even Brigham as it moves forward too. The
Is this an annual thing? I mean, do we
Yeah.
know that it's
Yeah, usually it takes a long time from what I've been told by some of my other clients that they've gone through this process and been successful with it, but you put in the request now, the senator has to like take interest in it. That's why some advocacy on the side, calling the office and like having some conversations is probably beneficial. And then Congress goes through its subcommittee processes, and then it's like a year before you probably hear whether or not the project's going to move forward. So it's not a quick like we're going to get $500,000. It's like it's probably you fill out the application and then have lots of conversations, and then hopefully down the line you get a significant investment.
Invite the good senator up to look at our old one.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Becca Ballant also does this too, but her deadline was much earlier and I missed it. It was like the end of February. So like it goes from both sides, the House and the Senate. Yeah. I wanted to bring Trans Bike pedestrian program back up. This is the program that we applied to for the flashing beacons at the crosswalk, and we were successful with that. The application is set to be released very soon in April. So this is mainly about, roads and infrastructure that make things pedestrian and bicycle friendly. But I know that we had a long conversation about the speed cart, and we were thinking about another grant opportunity or speed signs at the end of town. Those might be something that we could think about, applying for that again. I would assume that we might need to have the crosswalk project wrapped up before getting new funds, though. That would be my only, note of caution, which I know, it's hard to do that in the winter. Totally, right. I get it. So, I wanted to bring that up too. And then earlier today, I think Tammy passed along, there's another V-Trans opportunity called Grants and Aid. And that one right now, they have a letter of intent that's open. It's just a signature that you intend to participate in the program. And there's like a state. It's about basically water erosion on roads and like hydrologically connected road segments. The state usually has like an allocation ahead of time for each town that would qualify. I didn't look up how much that would be, but there's a letter of intent that just needs to be signed. It's not like an application. I don't need to write anything for that, but I can pass that along to you in the next coming days. And it didn't make my agenda because I did this last Thursday, and then Tammy sent that to me today, but that's coming too. Final thing I wanted to just raise too, event sponsorships. I know that we've got, the 250-year Independence Day celebration potentially coming up, and I've chatted a little bit with Michael Rourke, who I know who does the parade and everything. But now would be the time to like start applying for event sponsorships, like through some smaller entities like Hannaford, East Rise Credit Union, Vermont Federal Credit Union. I'm talking about like small dollar things, like not small dollar, 1,000, 2,500, to try to, you could get some additional resources. You may make the fireworks show bigger. You want to bring in some food vendors. You want to bring in a bigger music act. Whatever that might look like if we're going to do that on a bigger scale as a community. Some of those things could be options for.
Actually, Sharon Lawyer has
Okay.
taken that on. She would be good contact. for
Yeah.
that.
Okay. I'll see her at pickup, I'm sure. Is there drop off at the school? So yeah, those things would be those forms usually aren't too hard. It's just, you gotta go through their process and, potentially get some smaller investments, but $1,000 for that event would probably go a long way.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. So I think that's all I have. Any questions, comments for me?
No, if you could forward that letter of intent and
Yep, totally.
we'll take a look at that and
Yep.
seriously consider it. Maybe we can get that signed next meeting. Is that soon enough?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think the letter of intent is due in May or so.
Okay.
Something, I can look actually.
There's just three of us here tonight, so I
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone
Everyone
was
gets a
here.
chance to look at it, yeah.
Let's see. I have the link right here.
Actually, Johnny is here, but
Yep.
sort of.
Yeah. Letter of intent's due on May 1st. So you'd have
That's okay.
time and really it's just a signature. So it's not like there's a lot of, you don't have to go get estimates or anything as far as I can see so far. So,
Okay.
but I'll send you that information in the next few days.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alex. You have a good evening.
You too.
Seeing that Heather's still not here. Roads. Do you have something you'd like to discuss?
No. And actually, while we're talking, Heather, I did ask her, if you remember the last meeting we had, we talked about the hotspot that has disappeared. She is
Yeah.
still working on that, but she thinks we still have the equipment. So, yeah. we're
So
not-
Heather texted me. She's coming back from an appointment with one of her friends. She had to take to an appointment, so they're not going to
Okay.
make it in time. She did ask me to bring up the two things, if you want to hit that now or you want to wait.
Email it? Tammy, did she email it or drop it off?
No, she hadn't printed it off and I was leaving today and I took it and I put it in your bin.
Is Sam Keeper going to come tonight?
It's the same keeper.
Yeah, Heather asked that
Sorry. Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Heather asked that we accept the appointment of Sam Keeper to the Planning Commission, I believe it was.
Well,
awesome.
thank you very much for
Thank you.
volunteering.
Thank
We
you.
hope that it's a pleasant experience.
It's interesting. It really is an interesting one.
The email says, could you please add Sam Keeper to the select board agenda for Monday, March 23rd, 2026? He's seeking nomination to the Planning Commission and the DRB.
Sorry.
Yeah. I believe Heather said that Sam is a real estate his hourly is real estate, correct, Sam? So
Excellent.
Awesome. Well,
Excellent.
I would make a motion that we nominate Sam, and I'm sorry, I didn't get the last name.
Point?
Keeper.
Point. Sam Keeper to the Planning Commission and the DRB.
I second it.
All right. Motion's been made and seconded to add Sam Keeper to the Planning Commission and the DRB. Any discussion?
No, other than thank you very much.
All right. Since there's no discussion, all those in favor of adding Sam Keeper to the Planning Commission and the DRB signify by saying aye.
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 John West.
Any opposed? So be it. Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome aboard. There was a 0.5 to this. Heather's other item she wanted to discuss was a week ago Monday's meeting, or I don't know what you want to call it. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah,
All right, so according to Heather, the planning commission met a week ago Monday, or today. However, Ken could not make it, and it was just her and Bill. And there's some questions about the meeting. The gentleman whose name escapes me from the Northwest Regional Planning Commission, the one who's helping with the town plan, that young man,
Yep.
he was there, and Heather had brought up or asked if this was a legal meeting because there was two of them. And there was this debate going back and forth because frankly, or technically, until we just appointed Sam here, there's only three people on that board, which would make a two-person meeting legal.
quorum.
How,
Yep.
yeah.
that is correct.
All right. The discussion was because we had two open positions and seats, would it still make it legal? And I said, it's really a conundrum because it's like this catch-22. It's a 5-person board, but there's only 3 members at this current moment. Now 4.
It's recommended that it be a 5-person board, but it's not,
Correct.
To be.
it's not mandated.
Okay. So then,
My understanding from the open meeting law training that I took recently is it's not okay. If we're supposed to be 5,
It's a
we-
5-man board.
Yeah, it's recommended there are 5, so it's not
it's
it's not
recommended. It's
mandated
not
that there are
mandated.
5. It's
7.
3 to 7 is what
Yeah.
they. Yeah.
Select
we're
board,
down.
5-man board. You have to have a vote of the town to change that.
A meeting,
All right.
but 4 months ago. It's best to have as many members as you can, but you can have a board with 3 members.
The planning commission said they know it, they know verbally it's supposed to be a 5-person board, but they've never found anything documented that says it's a 5. Tammy,
Can we
Tammy,
just
I
have one
can't
at a
hear what
time,
you're
Tammy?
saying. I can barely hear she's talking, so if she's saying something, someone hold their hand up and I'll be quiet because I can't hear her.
Okay.
All right.
But may I ask a question? Were any decisions made?
They had discussion and they made some soft decisions, and that's right where I said this is where the conundrum is. I can
Did
see
they
what their
vote?
point is.
They did
don't
not
know.
vote. They did not vote, John,
No.
so it was just a
No.
discussion.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, because they made some plans for the town plan during that meeting, but it was not put anything to a vote. That won't be put to a vote until we get in front of the town.
Okay,
So I would
So-
say it's not ideal, but it was not illegal per se.
yeah.
So it comes down to also a factor that they did meet, and that's why I say it's a conundrum because, part of us think, and I can go both ways in my own thought process: legal, not legal, was it a meeting, not a meeting? But I think that they should still be compensated for coming in. There was a
Mhm.
concern
Yes.
about no compensation. So as a select board,
Absolutely.
okay. So Tammy, can you let Tom know that both Bill and Bill and Heather should be compensated for last Monday's meeting, please?
And we told him, first of all, nobody can get paid because paperwork isn't filled out.
They have
Nobody
to fill
can,
out.
again, what did she just say?
First of all, nobody
Your
can
mic.
get paid because paperwork has not been filled out. And I told Heather that since it wasn't a legal meeting, they would not be paid a meeting stipend, they would be paid the hourly stipend for however long they worked. $25 an hour. That's what I told her.
Well, they went 2 hours, so it doesn't really matter. Plus she
Yes,
has,
we did.
Right.
and she has the capturing of the notes that she was doing, which it gives her more time there. I think that that's why I was saying it's just easier if we call it a meeting and we'll figure out. I think she said she spent an hour and a half trying to do the notes because the recording got messed up.
As long as there were no decisions made and nothing voted on, there's nothing wrong with them discussing issues.
And that was my take too, because I told her, I said, we have conversations between 2 of us, but we can't have conversations between 3 of us and make a decision because that's a
Right.
quorum and we need a meeting.
Yeah.
Like an official posted meeting, which that was, but they didn't have a quorum. So long and short, I'll let her know that they are going to be paid and she needs to capture her time, her hourly time for the notes.
I have a question about that, and
Yeah.
I'm not being picky, but I don't think we ever addressed, and as the former note taker of that committee, I'd be really interested to know.
Just the notes for themselves.
Regardless, I don't think we ever stated it was a stipend for attending a meeting. I don't think we talked about the time spent on doing minutes or taking.
Each and every member of every board and committee that is paid has the right to submit for compensation
For
for
hours.
doing business.
So she would just need to document those hours then.
The
Correct.
fact that most of us don't
Is
doesn't
I-
matter.
yeah.
They
I
have the
don't.
right to submit for that payment.
Okay.
I don't, because it's, you know, it's a pain in the keister. I got to claim it on my taxes. It's insane. It's just easier to say I donated the time. So, okay, I will let her know and I will tell her she needs to capture the meeting note time. Now, I assume that that's going to be like us once a year paid out, correct? Or
That's
they
up to
paid it?
them.
Yes, I think so.
That's up to them. They have to tell us. And I told her there was paperwork in the planning commission folder for that meeting that they needed to fill out, but she forgot.
I love you, Tammy. I still can't hear a darn thing you're saying. Can you get on a mic when you talk?
She was sitting on it. She was.
Oh my
facing
Lord, that
right.
mic's not working. Don't use that one anymore.
So, yeah,
Okay.
We just confirmed that Heather does know that there's paperwork.
Okay. That's
Hear
all I
me
need.
now?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I told her that there's packets that they have to fill out to get paid.
Right.
And it's in a planning commission folder in the planning commission bin for that meeting, but she forgot about it.
Okay, I'll get her. I'll update her when she reaches out and says she's home or whatever. No problem. Thank you.
okay. Roads. Larry, do you have something you want to say?
What?
Yeah,
Not about roads.
no, about visitors.
No, it was a question about the planning meeting. And, it seems
Larry,
like,
could you come to the mic only because I know John can't hear
Yeah.
you.
We need it for the recording anyhow.
Larry Krieger speaking.
Can you turn the mic on, Larry? There it is.
Green light's on.
Thank you.
So I was at the last planning meeting and I guess I thought there was going to be discussion on this, the town plan, which it was.
Mhm.
But it didn't have, I thought it was going to be on the center, how the center of town was developed. And what's different is it looked like we had an extended village in our current plan and the regional planning is going to get rid of that extended village and just vote on a center village. So I didn't know if that was true or not true. And Bill didn't seem to, I'm not sure he seemed to know whether that was, because he said, oh, no, this meeting's going on and we'll do our own planning. But there's a meeting on the 25th and they're gonna vote on all the center of Baker, all the towns in Franklin County are all getting voted on the 25th. Now, I believe it might just be center, you know what I'm saying, the center village.
Yeah.
So he said, oh, no, we have plenty of time, we can do our own or do our own zoning. So I wasn't sure how that was all coming about. You know what, I'm a little confused whether they're changing, they're really changing it. They're not changing it. I don't know if you,
I think we make that decision. I mean, ultimately, the select board has to
Yeah.
accept the plan as written, and we can.
No,
Change it
the
accordingly.
select board has a chance to review it and make revisions if we
Oh, is that how it works?
so deem, yes.
Okay,
Oh, I want.
but
but
it's not. You talk about Northwest Regional.
yeah, right.
I think they.
You think they were just, how called when Nancy did it, they call it the historical, is that?
Yeah.
Designated village
Did,
center.
did, designated village center. Maybe that's just what they're voting on. They're not voting on the rest of the plan, or I'm a little confused on.
You were part of the planning commission. I'm going to defer
I
to
know,
you.
and-
to have been part of
I
it.
have never heard of the Northwest Regional Planning Commission making decisions
The town.
right.
Okay.
Town makes those.
So if we still have a extended village, which we do today,
Right.
the reason I asked that, the extended village goes just beyond my property line.
Yeah.
But- And, so that makes a difference. It's either someday, I talked to Derek and my kids. We're not planning on doing anything for 60 years now, so we got a lot of time here, folks, but still, if you're in an extended village, it goes past my land, goes all the way down to what used to be Pat's trailer there, or, we call it the Texans now, but they're out of town. The make-believe house. I gotta go. I shouldn't be here. Huh? So what are you saying? That we're still in control of this? Okay.
That is my understanding. Now, that being said, we have a meeting the first Monday in May.
Yes.
The commission is coming, and someone from Northwest Regional
Western planning.
will be there too.
Okay.
So that, I would love to get that conversation on the record so that it's really clear, so everyone has the same understanding, because it sounds as if the planning commission didn't answer that question
No.
at
Not
your
at
last
all.
meeting.
I was there too.
You were there too.
Yeah.
So I think it would be good to get that.
So I think it was like confusing, would you say?
Yeah.
Oh, Sam was there too.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Really unclear.
Yeah, so,
I called Amber freaking out and said, how can they just make that decision?
I've
I've never heard of that.
never
Right.
heard that. I think it,
My understanding too is our zone, which I pulled this off. Our current zone is not this like 1 acre zoning, that kind of granular level information is different from, in some ways, the mapping that is being proposed at the, regional level. They're designating names for zones that have to do with conservation and align with Act 181, I think.
oh, okay.
But we want to make sure, my thought is we want to make sure that we're not taking away just to align
with what they're.
that,
yeah.
because that can affect our zoning map.
Right.
And if the extended village is going away, what does that mean for us? Because we're not in a position to take advantage of those new regional funding incentives.
Yeah, again, as plans on developing our land, and either to my grandkids for that matter, but nobody knows. But the point is, we have water and we have soils that we actually own land that's very, very developable. We have water right there, and we have all the best soils and available.
And you
So
can-
if something happened, obviously, or the town really needed land, I mean, we have it. But now if we're out of the village and we're in some agricultural 10-acre zone, it wouldn't work, right?
Yeah. And that depletes the value of your land.
Yeah, I think ours is neutral because we're in land use. So I think because we're in land use, it's agricultural. So technically, I don't think it makes a difference whether it's 10 acres or 1 acre. Because we're agricultural. And that's where we're sitting right now. But if you got out and you my grandkids wanted to build a couple of houses.
Yeah.
It could make a difference. Again, we had a discussion over the weekend, and even my grandkids saying, we don't have any plans on doing that, but you never know. Life changes, right? So-
Yeah.
Yeah, they made a song with that line in it.
So,
The last time we did revise the town plan, it was presented to the select board for review,
okay,
and we had a chance to make changes if we deemed it
okay.
appropriate. Um,
And that's partly why we're having the meeting with them next month
Yeah.
or in May, because there are some issues that the planning commission was like, well, we don't know what, you know, it's kind of
Right.
select board purview. So that will be a kind
The
of
the
collaborative.
other thing too, we weren't sure, we knew the process of doing this project. But then why don't you show up or why don't you attend? But then, while we're really not doing anything, you don't really need to attend. So we ended up showing up last week and it was like, oh, well, like, where are you in the stage of this? If they're voting, what are they really voting on? It was like confusing, that's all. So you probably, like, again, you know more than I do, but.
Well, I'm not sure after this conversation.
Nothing to confuse you too.
Well, it sounds like we may have someone with like views on the planning commission and DRB now.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I don't want to speak out of turn.
Oh, great.
At the microphone, but Amber, what is being voted on? By the Northwest person.
I don't know.
Okay.
It looked like.
Sounds important, like it sounds like
Yes.
they're making a determination about a draft of.
Names and the
Basically
categories for
everything.
development.
Right, in the.
Paul makes it sound like decisive.
Right, and the pictures I saw listed every town. I mean, there was a picture of every town and every center.
Yeah.
So like they were voting, all of them, it wasn't, I mean, it was not just Bakersfield.
Yep.
Everybody in Franklin County.
To the point where she suggested if you have a.
This is coming from the planning commission, the
Regional.
Regional.
Northwest Regional Planning
Right.
Commission.
Yeah, she
They're
suggested
voting
if you
on-
have any issues with it, that you should, the folks in Bakersfield should make.
First I've heard of it.
Makes
yes.
it annoying.
Yeah,
It's all just kind of been happening, and I feel like we're a little late to the game in a way. But
Yeah.
it's good to know that they can't really do anything, I guess. But everybody I've talked to is worried that, they're making a decision at some level. And that somebody on the planning commission could try to use their determination as something to refer to, but really it should just be at the town level, right? I mean.
So we have two representatives, and I think it's Linda McCall and
Yeah.
Bill.
Bill, yeah.
Yes.
So I would assume Bill knows if he's voting on it.
It's highly possible, but that it hasn't.
Linda knows, because Linda's the one who sent me the sheet, sent me an email that showed the towns.
She admitted too that she hadn't heard about that
Right.
specific issue until a little later. Then they told her to go to like a meeting about Fairfax and bring it up. And obviously that didn't happen because they all talked about Fairfax because it was the Fairfax meeting. And so she felt like she didn't really get to voice her opinion about that. It's being voted on Wednesday. And she's telling everybody to send an email to somebody to if you have a comment to make about it, which I'm gonna do now that I am part of the planning commission. And Amber wrote an email in, that she shared with me, so. It's just, I don't know, nobody knows if they can actually govern anything about Bakersfield really by what they're doing, or if it's just a suggestion. But
Have you taken a look
learning
at-
either way?
Have you taken a look at Act 181?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of stuff to concern, but I just think the fact that they're making a map of our town. And say, here's what the zoning is, doesn't make any sense, because it feels like the town should be the one to do that, I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah. So,
Well, if you're willing to look into that.
Okay.
As a representative of our planning commission and DRB, and you're like you're already involved in it, so.
All right, thank you.
Keep us informed.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh.
Don't steal my stuff.
Sorry.
Thanks, Larry.
Guess I'm next,
Mr. Cook.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Evening, sir.
This on? Can you hear me?
No, push the button.
I shut it off. Oh, yeah, set a button. About now.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I can hear you too. That's good. Any questions on the roads? Anybody?
No, I
Yeah,
see.
why is it still snowing?
Canada.
In Canada?
Yeah, it keeps coming from Canada.
Thank you for taking care of that culvert the other day.
Yep, absolutely. We have a few that are failing, that are definitely we're gonna have to break ground on. So it's definitely, we're gonna have a busy agenda this summer. And, I mean,
Hopefully some of them are clustered, so you don't have to move the excavator too many times.
I'm actually getting a plan, and seeing which ones need placed and, ditching in the same area so I can be, efficient, with our move and whatnot. Just hoping the snow goes away. When you look at the rest of the United States, they,
They don't have snow.
I mean, that extreme heat that quick, but we're like in this little bubble. So
Friendly.
yeah. So it's coming, we just guess we just gotta wait and see how it goes. And we've been doing snowstorms, we've been out trying to take care of some of the potholes. We know how people feel about those, and I don't like driving on them either.
You're
So
gonna have to make excuses to my truck.
Yeah. I was on the roads, this morning there, and I was like, boy, the potholes seem like they're a little better because they're filled up with snow.
Yeah.
But it's like, one extreme to the other, and it's unfortunately it's a lot of it's out of our control. We're just trying to do what we can do and
Can you explain
yes.
what a failing culvert is?
A failing culvert, usually it can happen multiple different ways. It can happen where the outfall of it, the end of it, gets crushed by something, getting dropped on it or whatnot. Another part, we use two different kinds. We use a galvanized and we use a plastic. So each one kind of has its own characteristics and how it works. When the galvanized ones fail, usually the bottom rots out. So it causes the road to undermine, and then these sinkholes just kind of come out of nowhere when the road's fine. And as the frost moves up and down, that's when they show their problems. The plastic ones are kind of just the opposite. The bottom stays in the plastic, but as the frost moves and you get a lot of heavy weight on them, some people shouldn't be on the roads. They kind of break from the top down and they splinter. So we have a few that I've been crawling down in, sticking my light in and just like, oh boy, that's not good. And they're not that old. So it's just Mother Nature, taking her toll, moving things up and down. And so that's usually failing. And then I guess the other one would be too much water. If we had a significant flood and it, takes it out.
What's the lifespan of?
I guess that depends, like I don't really have exact answer for a lifespan. I mean, I would think, well, 25, 30 years, Lance, roughly speaking, somewhere in there. Depending on the amount of traffic, and we all know that the traffic now is increased quite a bit every year. You see more and more traffic. So the roads are starting to, they're actually getting wider to accommodate the traffic, but they're kind of doing it on their own. So we have to keep building them up. And that, I think, honestly, Amber, that's part of the problem. As they squish, they're pushing the culverts. So it's kind of like, it's all like this mixture of concoction, all sorts of different things, kind of causing them to fail. They're easy fixes, but they're also time consuming when you get a bunch of them.
A lot of the situations in the town of Bakersfield is shallow roadbed, where you have a culvert that doesn't have enough berry over the top of it, and load transfer, it spreads out more as you have more over it, the load transfer. But if you have very little fill over it, it puts direct pressure on the top of the culvert. Yes.
Yep. All part of the game, I guess, right? What can you do? But Yeah.
This time of year is tough on our roads. We have a lot of sap trucks. They're very large and very heavy and frequent
Yep.
in the worst time of year when the roads are soft.
Yeah. It would be one thing if it was like a garbage truck or a fuel oil. It was like one time up that road. But when it's
Couple of times.
7, 8 times a day, and then it's causing some damage. But yeah, so we're trying on what we have and just try to keep plugging forward and see what we can do.
Do we buy culverts as we need them, or do we have a supply, like, it's on as a sale?
We have a supplier, a new guy that actually I can't think of the name right now that got us a few last year. We do have a bunch in stock that we're already prepared. We have them. But I think we also buy them as we need them. We'll look at the inventory and see what we have and then go from there. But we do have some and ready to go. So just
Few things that fits in our present building, the town garage. Drive by there and I see all the equipment's outside and I'm figuring it's because it doesn't fit.
what you see outside basically doesn't fit in the building. And it's kind of unfortunate. We have a pretty nice excavator, it's fairly new and it's like that's outside, and it'd be nice even if we had a 3-sided building with a roof on it, like a lean-to or something, just to get the things parked in to be more organized. But it's tough, it's quite the aging building down there. Feel free to come down anytime. I'll give you a tour.
I've thought about it.
Yeah, come on down. It's
Boots.
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely it's a tough place to work.
As the size of the trucks have increased, their ability to maneuver inside when there's a vehicle in there is severely diminished.
Limited, yeah.
Yep.
And there isn't any room down there to put up a 3-sided.
It,
Yeah, there's
Have
no.
we had a room at that spot?
We own land on off the Egypt Road, the gravel pit, and there is room to build something there if we can come up with funding.
We have to widen Egypt Road where it comes on.
Egypt Road is large enough.
Yeah.
so I mean, maybe down the road, but it's like anything, it's pricey. Any commercial building like that is definitely it's up there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's inevitable at some point. It's gonna have to be replaced. It's aging quite well and it's falling apart, and we're kind of band-aiding it, keeping things together. But at some point, it's gonna have to go.
Well, hopefully we have some grant opportunities to assist with that.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, that's about it. I guess pretty straightforward. We're at the mercy of Mother Nature.
Thank you for doing what you can to keep us safe and
Absolutely.
keep the roads clear.
Yeah. So.
Yes, sir. All right. All right, thank you. Board business. Representative for the police contract is not here. We're going to skip that. ATV stickers? I don't care.
What were they last year?
Different color than last year's. It's
Yeah.
Make it purple,
Yes.
orange. Let it stand out.
I'm not going to waste the board's business discussing that. So
How many, yes, whatever we usually get, I would.
Yeah.
It's much less.
no, just
Same.
yeah. Future town garage. I think we've been discussing that grant that we won't be able to grant application that we won't be able to make this year, but we have plans to definitely getting it on the agenda for next year. And Alex will continue to look for other sources through grants. Update on MERP, John?
So, Mark, I have another financial report to fill out before the end of next month. Us being the the town building that we're sitting in, I have informed Everett Holbert of the work that he's going to perform. I told him that he won the bids. I also reached out to Barry Gage and thanked him for bidding, but he didn't win. I also Everett said he has a carpenter that he knows. I think so. He's guessing what the guy I'll charge. I said, listen, I appreciate you taking a guess. Find out what'll do. You get him to get us a quote. You know, if that's the guy you normally work with, that's fine. We just want to see what he wants to carefully take down the wall because we want to reuse the materials if possible.
John?
Just yes.
We're
Can you hear me?
We're gonna need a new set of stairs too. While they're there, they just as well do that.
Oh, well, we can have him bid it. Okay, well, as soon as I get something, I'll talk to him about it. But yeah, so I told him that's what we're looking at, and he said, okay. He was supposed to get back to me, but he hasn't yet because he's working with this other individual first to get us our quotes. So on the other side of the MERP grant, the library, they sent me a form. The state sent us a new updated amended agreement for them because they've added some insulation that the state said okay to, which I signed off on today to get that one moving as well. That's pretty much it for MERP.
Excellent.
And by stairs, I meant to the basement.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
they're fun to go up and down though.
Uh-huh.
Do they wiggle? If you kind of.
It's the size of my butt going down those stairs and just saying, no railing.
You imagine a drunken farmer who just got through with a select board meeting? What he would create? That's about what they are.
That's a scary set of steps.
Yeah.
Okay. Warrants reports are done. Brigham Academy. I have no new news on that. I am expecting to hear from them soon, but nothing yet. And review the mail.
I think there was only 2 pieces of mail in there. We have the contract too to do. Under the items to be signed that Nikki did great work on. It's in the blue
Yeah.
folder that says to be signed.
There's no contract.
There was. It's on the
Yeah, I read-
table somewhere.
I read it. Just a 2-page letter.
Did it get added to the warrants? John, we have a letter here that's the
Oh. Also, Mr. Cook brought in an estimate for the removal of the trees on the town green and the
Okay.
town cemetery. It was a total of $3,400 for
Did Mr.
complete
Go
for
ahead, I'm sorry.
complete removal.
And chipping everything.
Yep.
It's cut trees and haul debris to dump.
Okay.
No, 2, I think.
How many trees are we talking about?
5, I think.
He said there may be 6.
I don't think that's unreasonable. Does anyone think that's unreasonable?
That's very reasonable.
Right.
That's downright cheap, but
Yeah.
I don't think they plan on chipping. They're just hauling big chunks and dump truck and taking them down.
Well, that's fine. As long as they're not leaving it, right? That's all. We want them to dispose of it
Right.
whichever way they do.
I mean, we're going to have some small debris pickup, but I think that's an excellent price.
Do we need to vote on that, or can it just be?
I think we should probably put
yeah.
a motion.
Yes, I think. Yeah, go ahead and make it, John.
I make a motion that we accept the bid presented by Alan regarding the removal up to 6 trees for $3,600.
I'll
It
second.
was 5 trees.
Well, we said maybe 6. That's why I said up to.
Maybe we said maybe
Okay.
6. He mentioned that there was another one we need to look at. But for the 5 trees that are in the worst shape right now, that includes 4 trees up here and 1 on Brigham Green.
Okay, then I amended to up to 5 trees for $3,600.
Can I suggest that I'm sorry, we're supposed to second it and then discuss. So I seconded.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion?
I'm wondering if we should say up to include, because Larry thinks there might be a tree.
Not sure, when you say Brigham Academy, so if you go down the road towards the school.
Yep.
The last tree needs to be taken out.
Yeah.
And we had it tagged. We had it roped off. And then guys bailed, right? The
Yeah.
guys that were gonna take it down.
Right.
I don't know if that's the one he's including in that.
Don't know.
When you say Brigham,
If they come here for the price that they're offering, and we need to have a couple more trees taken down, we just negotiate on site and
exactly, okay.
So can we make that part of the motion that we say up to X amount? If they're
Yeah, I did the math.
At least
Nikki, it's
5.
720 a tree. Sorry, it's 720 a tree, according to the math. I just did the math quickly.
okay.
So if we want,
Can you amend the motion, John?
yeah, I'll amend the motion to say up to $5,000. That would be approximately 7 trees.
You have to add another tree, that would work.
Okay, I would second that.
Okay.
Can I ask one more question?
Yes, sir.
Is that also the tree over here in the cemetery or not?
Yes.
Yes.
The woodpecker,
tree.
You counting this one?
the one that's down by real close to the road where it's gonna,
Yeah, well, there's one right across the street here that the.
yeah, that's
woodpeckers-
the woodpecker tree, yeah,
The woodpecker tree, is that in that quote too?
I believe so.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
I
Aye.
Hi, John West.
Any opposed? Okay. So moved. Tammy, would you tell Al that this is approved and he can contact SS Tree Care LLC? And they can move in and have them taken out anytime they're ready. Or one of them falls on somebody.
yeah.
Yeah,
Better alive.
We do have a letter here for our new member of the road crew, the employment
Yes.
letter. It just needs to be signed by somebody.
Yep.
So
I was going to sign it, Nikki, but I felt that I didn't want to sign it without the opportunity for everyone to have discuss. I read it. I think it's perfect. I don't know about anyone else.
Do you want to come in tomorrow and sign it?
You could sign it. You're sitting there. I'm trying to avoid getting people sick.
we really appreciate that. He's in an altered state, maybe. I was going to try and catch Al before he left to say, does he stop by in the morning? Just let him know that this letter's here because I'm assuming we need. Because Nick needs to sign it too.
I'll get this. Okay,
We'd all have this at
Act 181.
181
Yes.
open letter.
Yes.
I know Todd expressed some interest in it. I'll be honest, I haven't spent a lot of time on it, but
Well, the town of Fairfield responded with a letter, which is, yes, it is.
yeah.
You have that one?
Yeah.
I mean, the one we have is from, I think, Burke's.
From Burke, yeah.
Yeah. I read it this afternoon.
There we go.
Thank you. Something similar to this would be, have you read it?
I read it on my phone, which is
I
never.
read it.
It's
Yeah.
way-
Same here. And I think it was well written, and I think the town of Bakersfield needs to respond to this as well.
I agree.
This
Also
isn't,
agree.
this is not the state supporting small communities.
Is anybody willing to take a stab at a letter?
I will.
Thank you very much.
Is there a deadline or a timeline where this needs to be done by to be useful, to be have an impact?
Probably by the 25th, Wednesday.
I read the individual's response that you have in front of you. It's several pages long. Yeah, the one that's stapled together. This
Yeah.
open
The
letter.
open letter. Yeah.
I read that this afternoon a bit. I mean, the way, I understand they're pigeonholing small towns, that's for sure. And the way that they're making the actual zone, not zoning, but the requests for permits and the
Yeah.
cost, that's astronomical for the size town we're in. If this person's estimates are correct, this Hannah Burrell, I pronounce her name right now, let's record it. But they brought up some pretty, except for the very last section that's titled "My Demand," and I don't think it's a bad thing. I just think demand is a bad way to put it. I did find that the way that they wrote this, they put in the actual information and then their little take on it, which was quite interesting to say the least. But it's like, I don't know, 5-6 pages back to back, so 12,
Yeah.
12 pages to read.
So knowing that the decisive meeting is Wednesday, I wonder if our letter
Does
the audience.
Did-
Sorry.
no, I'm sorry. Were you able to read, Amber? Were you able to read the one from Fairfield, or
Yes.
did you already read? Does
Want me
it
to-
generally cover what we want? I mean, I hate to use the term plagiarize, but we could give them the highest form of honor by just kind of duplicating their effort, and so that we get it in by Wednesday. Would that be acceptable, or is it something that should be more tailored?
Well, this letter is specifically focused on Vermont Act 181, which is the overarching thing that's doing all these trickle down things. The meeting on Wednesday, I believe, is voting on the regional
Village
planning commissions. So if we can hustle and get signatures on this, I can make sure that, I can plagiarize.
Put it up here and I'll come up and sign it anytime you send me it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can stop in and
Just
sign.
messages.
Okay. And
Yeah, if you just get it to the office, I can, on the
Okay.
drive home from work, I can fly in.
okay. And then are we talking about sending it to the same folks
Yes,
and then the regional?
yes.
Is our friend James on that, involved in that? James Gregoire?
Yes, he is attentioned on it.
Okay.
Randy Brock, Bob Norris, James Gregoire, Vermont Land Use Review Board, Vermont Woodland Association, Vermont Sugar Makers Association, VLCT, NRPC, and the state of Vermont generally.
Okay.
Oh, thank you for taking that on.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
It's very concerning to me that, and combined with the fact that our, again, cell towers.
Yeah.
We are so behind the ball as far as having our own cell tower and our own autonomy about cell, like we were talking about, I was reading the minutes in the past and we're using pagers
Yes,
Yeah.
because we don't have cell phones that work.
And
yeah.
the pagers don't even have great service.
No. We might as well put CB radios at everyone's house,
Oh, well.
Yep.
except for power outages. They're not going to work either. So we'll put them in cars. There you go.
Cars.
Anyhow.
Okay.
Any other stuff, Lance? Others?
No, I'm sorry, I sidetracked, just reading up.
It's okay.
Um, I'm just gonna give Nikki a chance to read this one.
Take your time.
Was it here?
This is just an access plan that needs to be finalized.
It's
I mean, there's not a thing we can do.
Nope,
about it.
there's nothing we can do.
No. It's just an informational. Letter saying they're increasing our utility rates again.
Yeah.
I
read
must
that.
have had that in my bill, but I didn't see it.
Well, they had the meeting with the Village of Venusburg like 2 months ago, and nobody joined but three of us.
Yeah.
And they were, I knew it was going to happen because GMP was pushing it, as you can see, which is what's hitting the town. And they're talking, if you read, they're talking another increase behind it. Read further on
Mhm.
down through it.
Yep.
It's like, this is it's like every year. I don't get a cost of living increase as much as these companies keep bumping all
No.
my bills up.
This line item may be adjusted down or up. It's never going to go down.
That's right.
that's just
Exactly right.
Yeah.
There was a couple things Kathy emailed me that I thought would have wound up in the email bin, text my gov, which we kind of decided last go around that I think Todd said that he, sorry, that there was a free service we could use. I just need him to refresh my memory. Unfortunately, he's out today. And then there were two others. One was a survey. Tammy, did you see any of that? Okay. Yeah, Kathy sent me like 3 or 4 emails the other day I was looking at, and I'm like, okay, no, this we took care of already. One is like a survey, which I didn't know what she wanted to do with. One was a bill from B&H Photo from quite a long time ago.
B&H photo?
B&H Photo. It's where we order the computer equipment from, like the one you sit at the desk. And I wasn't quite sure why she sent me. I'll have to call her and talk to her tomorrow. And then the only other thing I have under others while people are reading, I apologize, is Tammy.
Yep.
If you look at the warrants, you'll see the one that I think says repair fund,
Yeah.
still says selectmen.
And I've just gone through on this and changed selectmen into select boards.
Repair fund says selected.
Yeah, I crossed it out. I look at it right where we signed it, crossed it out and put board. I wrote board.
Okay.
It's the same with
I honestly think the best thing to do is what one of them is. All the lines are there. There's just nothing underneath it. It's just in some spot they wrote the word select board. That's probably the best. except for the one that requires the road commissioner's name on it, then you can only put road commissioner underneath it, but I don't think we need to identify every line we sign.
So where it says. On. The road board or the path?
No, here, I'm gonna go over this. This
The-
is.
I think it's the equipment repair. I think it was the equipment repair one. You'll see I crossed out the thing and wrote board in blue.
I did
Look at-
see it. Where we all sign.
By your signature.
Yeah. The other one, Tammy, is the access right of way permit form.
Uh-huh.
Says selectmen in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places.
I mean, you know, I
6, 7, 8, 9 places.
I just would think it's probably best that we try to
Yeah.
make that more generic.
It's the Tammy.
Tammy needs that.
She'll need this too.
I have one other.
And then on a funny note, Lance, I was out looking up something and I came across who the mayor of Bakersfield is. You want to guess who it is according to the documents?
The mayor?
The mayor of Bakersfield, Vermont. Do you know who's in the documents that say they're the mayor?
Where?
You're looking at him. He's running the meeting tonight.
Yeah.
I found a document. It's an older document. It's Lance Lawyer, Mayor of Bakersfield. I'm like, we have a mayor?
We weren't supposed to tell him.
It's fun. So figured you like that.
Sounds like something Brian would do.
It does sound like a Westcombe thing.
You said you have one other thing.
Into that one so he can hear you.
Oh, yeah.
Just want to put a bug in your ear again. I have Exhibit A and Exhibit B. After the last appraisals, everybody received a packet in the mail of everyone's appraisals. This is the 2002, this is a copy of the 2009. And what we can do is attach, everybody this year will have to get an official notice of change of appraisal because everybody's values will change. So that said, that can be the first page, which would cost a stamp a piece anyway. And then we could do something like this, like you guys did before, and mail it out. And it's just the little extra postage. And everybody would receive everybody's appraisal. I talked to Tyler. Cambridge is requesting this being sent out. He has found when this happens, there's a lot less grievances.
Okay.
Because people know what everybody else, and they're like, oh, you know, first they're gonna panic, right? It's been a long time, we've had a huge boom. Everybody expects at least double. Well, no, they don't expect it, that's why I'm telling everybody to expect at least double. And they're afraid.
Some will go up because their property was improved. Yes,
Well,
some will, but the town needs X amount of dollars to cover our budget.
Value versus
If it's-
property taxes, yeah.
If the grand list is smaller, the tax rate will be larger. If the grand list is larger, the tax rate will be smaller.
That's exactly what I'm telling them. But if they can look and see that everybody's property has gone up, then they won't feel alone and they won't panic as much, I think, and they won't feel like they're being
Singled out.
Targeted.
singled out.
Yeah.
So can we not just tell them it's available at the town office if they want it and save the postage?
No, because people won't come, John.
Honestly,
Yes, in
I don't-
theory, but-
I don't think that will work, because Bakersfield is an old-fashioned town. It just is. And there's a lot of people that don't do computers, and they don't do websites, and they don't do Facebook,
Don't just,
and they just don't. You know, and the other thing is I have to send out a change of appraisal notice to every single person in this town anyway, which is a stamp. So why not just do it this way, add a little bit of postage to each one, and we're covered.
I agree.
I do too.
I agree.
All right.
Are there any others?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Motion's been made and second to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any
Remember to
opposed?
stop remember to stop recording.
Oh,
Upper right square box.
Upper right.
There's usually a little box up there that has a square. Or pause or stop, wherever you can find a square or stop.
I think it's lower, right?
Oh,
Actually.
well, there's record.
Yeah, if you click in there, there's a little square box. It's like a red
There you are.
little
Yeah, click
banner.
on that. Nope.
I can make it easier. Just hit the X in the corner. It'll hang up on everything. The upper right corner, it'll hang it up. Have a good
Will
night.
we lose you too?
Yeah.
It'll hang me up. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
End meeting.